All right, hi, good afternoon. We're coming from Broadcast Asia today. I'm pleased to host this panel on the subject of operator readiness for Android TV. My name is Simon Ledley from Axido. I represent our pay TV business development unit. I'd like to introduce the rest of my panel here. We'll maybe pass the microphone down and take some turns. Mark.
Hi, my name is Mark Seidenfeld. I handle Android TV business development for the APAC region.
Hi, my name is Jamie McKinley. I'm Global Vice President of Marketing for Amino Communications.
Hi, I'm Alan Dishington. I'm SVP of APAC for Think Analytics.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. So I think we'd start today with basically an introduction to the operator space for Android TV, understand what it means to use Android TV on a set-top box. Across the panel, we've got groups from each of the different layers involved, from user experience to personal recommendations, set-top box software, and Mark coming from the Android TV team itself. So maybe to start off with, maybe Mark, if you could introduce what it is about Android TV that's unique and different and offering new services to the operator. What is it that makes Android TV compelling?
So I'll start off with an analogy of, I think most people here today, if you left home and forgot your smartphone, I think it's no question that you would turn back and get it, because continuing throughout the rest of the day without your phone is more or less unthinkable. And we'd like to bring that same level of personalization and loyalty to the TV. And the same way that we've been able to accomplish that on the phone.
We might need them all to move in about 10 feet then. Come on in, come on, go on, go on. On the way.
Compact and bijou. Come on in, crowd in everyone.
So we'd like to get that same level of commitment and loyalty to the TV and to the set-top box, which people currently associate with their phone, by using the same openness and customization that you have the ability with Android TV. Of course, that's all tied in with the operator services, the operator content, and the mix of both of that will be compelling in the same fashion. That's what we want to get to have that same level of loyalty and customization that anyone has to their phone, and to bring that across to the operator set-top box.
Want to speak about how the Android TV has affected the set-top box market, or how it's worked for you?
Yeah, so I think from my perspective and the way Amino views Android, it's a great opportunity for operators to cost effectively improve their multi-stream capabilities. And I think that Mark touched on it about the integration possibilities, how we can sort of blend their existing infrastructure with new and exciting capabilities. And if you look at the roadmap, look at the capabilities of the Android platform, voice search, for example, it's very exciting innovation. And while not every operator is going to be able to take advantage of these things straight away, having access to a roadmap that's going to deliver these things over time is it's very powerful. In terms of set-top box technology and capabilities, we see this as being an opportunity for operators to extend their estate in a managed environment. So Amino wants to be able to help the operator integrate correctly into their existing services and into their service packages. So there's no confusion to the customer about what's happening. This is a natural progression. And what we've also seen is operators appreciating the kind of agile way that the platform is developed as well. So a lot of the time, the traditional ways that set-top box platforms were developed over the years was on almost 6, 9, 12-month cycles, very slow, And now we're talking about fortnightly releases and updates and improvements. So there's a lot of operational, lots of faster time to market, and there's a lot of compelling commercial reasons to do this.
From our perspective in sorry.
I think we all need to project a little bit more. It's quite hard to hear.
Okay. Okay, from our perspective, from a recommendation perspective, we're very pleased to be the only recommendation partner associated with Google currently, and we work very closely with them. And to go back to what Mark said, personalized service, that's what we bring to the platform. We can bring greater engagement by bringing relevant content to the surface. On Android as a whole, we've seen a lot of excitement in the region about Android for the reasons that Jamie just mentioned. As an example, at the Android TV Summit last October in Bangkok, it was way oversubscribed, as Mark knows. So there's a lot of excitement. A lot of people are talking about it, and they can see the benefits. And we're just proud to be part of that infrastructure. And another thing that we're finding with our product is the audience measurement. Operators want to understand what people are doing, where they're finding content, what they're watching, how long they're watching it for. And that's a key component of what we bring to the party as well.
I wanted to add a little bit that as we're talking about these wonderful capabilities, customization, and I think that most everyone here on this panel is known as a quality companies that are not associated with discount cheap products. Doesn't mean that it's not a good value, but I just wanted to point out that we're all working very hard, Google and the entire Android ecosystem, to keep costs manageable and to be competitive with the other solutions that are out there. So a little over a year ago, the entry price to Android TV was quite high. There were many integrations, especially on the conditional access side, that might not have been there. And although Android TV have had all of these benefits that we've mentioned, it was on the higher side of price, and there were some issues with some of the integration. What's happened now is, because the ecosystem has gotten bigger and because literally every operator in APAC that I'm aware of has committed to Android TV, in many cases they've already launched, is that we've brought down the entry into Android TV by about 60% in cost price. And we've brought down, as was mentioned before, the time to market drastically. Having an IP-only box, once you've worked out the design, the UI and things like that, sending in for certification and being on your way can be a matter of 4 to 6 weeks in many cases. And if you're talking about something with broadcast, even the CAS integration work has drastically come down due to efforts from our side and from our partner side. So I want to stress once again that with all of these benefits, including best-in-class voice, the Google Assistant, and many other customizations, many other technologies available, we are easily very competitive with AOSP. And I think when you consider the OpEx, I think we're extremely competitive even with Linux.
No, I agree with that. That's certainly been our focus at Excedo as well, is to create productized user experience that can be customized, can be modified, but can be also taken to market as is quite quickly. We're showing with hardware partners like Jamie at Amino, we're showing kind of deployment readiness, whether it be on OTT devices or on DVB hybrid boxes as well. So we have demonstration here with DVB-C as well as OTT services ready to go to market. It's important to keep that time to market short and keep the price reasonable. You find the same?
Yeah, totally. I think we see the cost effectiveness of the whole solution as being one of the key drivers for adoption, and there are a number of layers there. I think one of the layers for us is helping the operators leverage their existing infrastructure as far as we can. So we've deliberately built a sort of an operating system layer that helps integrate and manage the two operating environments and marry them together effectively. And what we found is that that's helping to remove barriers for operators in adopting Android TV. So in the past, where there's been a perception that it's going to sit there as an island on the outside of their environment, and of course that's not necessarily what the operator wants. What they want to do is to make sure that these exciting feature sets are part of an integrated package. And certainly at Amino, that's what we want to help them with. We want to help them do that. And then the business model piece is about helping them with what we call upcycling, but the idea is that you're reaching back, you're looking at their installed infrastructure, and you're making that relevant in this modern environment.
Yeah, from our perspective at Think Analytics, it's similar. Operators in the past have been frustrated by the time it takes to make what seem relatively simple changes on legacy middleware platforms. So that's why we've got a product called Composer that allows you to make changes to the use cases on the UI in virtually real time. And we've integrated that into the Android TV platform, so that's available because it's all about flexibility and giving operators control and not being, and not being dependent on middleware providers for all the changes. You can do more yourself in an open environment.
So Mark, can you speak about some of the upcoming platform features? We talk a bit about voice and how that's a key component of Android. Is there an angle you want to address there, or are there new platform features we should know about?
Unfortunately, we're limited by only another 20 minutes. So I'll start with just saying a little more about voice. So voice is not just doing media discovery and control. That's the very tip of the iceberg, so to speak. The voice that's included in Android TV is the Google Assistant. The Google Assistant is an open platform in and of itself. And anyone can go search for the term actions on Google. And that is the open platform that allows anyone to add voice functionality to any Android-based application. So let's look at a couple of different use cases. So everyone likes bringing, so to speak, the rocket science type of use case, which is you're going to start ordering your taxis, your takeout food, and I don't disagree, and it's actually quite easy to do that. And we do have people already doing that around the world. But I want to come a little bit more practical, down to earth. Offer any operator the ability to reduce their OPEX on their call center, and you will have a client for life. That's just a given, anywhere, in any market. The assistant, because of its open nature, has the open APIs that you can use. You can integrate this deeply into your call center environment, making sure that everything fits in the proper queue, the proper communication channel, that it all fits in nicely. And this is absolutely free. So think about the next time someone calls and they want to schedule a technician visit. The next time someone calls that they want to change their tariff plan, or they'd like to know a little more information, or they have maybe not a major, but a minor billing problem. Imagine that you could just offload all of those calls to a system that does not cost you a penny, right? I'm not saying that we shouldn't be ordering pizza or our taxis. That's definitely something. Right.
So you're suggesting then I could use my remote control and say, remind me of my subscription, or when is my bill due, or can I upgrade to the gold package and have a conversation with
Correct.
the platform?
I'll go one better. You actually don't need your remote control necessarily, because far-field microphone is going to be, I think in 2019, that will be one of the big shifts. You're going to see more and more TV sets, set-top boxes come out with a far-field microphone, and the microphone in the remote control will start looking very, very last year. So that's something.
Kind of awareness, right?
Yeah, it will be equivalent to a Google Home, to a smart speaker.
Yeah.
So that's on voice. You have, we're giving you an open platform. Think of what you can do with it. The two far edges are, okay, down-to-earth customer service, reducing your OpEx, going over to voice commerce, IoT, controlling all the different appliances and things like that, all of that. And of course, it all works in tandem with your phone and anything that you're doing through there. So that's all a seamless part. I'd like to also give a quick call out to monetization. So I've mentioned that we're constantly looking for ways to reduce your OpEx, reduce your CapEx. So the third leg of that is we're not only trying to save you money, we're also trying to make sure you get new diversified revenue streams. I think Google is well known as a company that gets most of its revenue from advertising. We have multiple capabilities of producing monetization via advertisement. And working with our partners, you can find out more about that. And we're happy to all have a conversation with the operator, with the partners, with us, to work with each operator, because every market is different, every operator is different, and find a monetization solution that, like I said, in addition to saving you the CapEx and the OpEx and all of that, we want to also help you get some new revenue streams. So very happy to talk about that at any point.
Jamie, the conversation about service management and so on reminds me that you've got more than just hardware in your portfolio. You've got a strong belief in a managed endpoint in that.
Absolutely. So, and I think the two sides of the coin here, the service cost, the OpEx piece that Mark was talking about, and enabling the operator to create more revenue opportunities for themselves. So I think the way we see it in the managed environment, so we have our Amino OS systems layer, if you like, and in that we have, for the operator, we're empowering the operator to create very high percentages of self-install rates, for example, for the hardware. So what that means is that they're able to post out boxes, there's no truck roll, they are achieving very high NPS scores because it's all working, the self-install is very slick, very easy to use. And so what we want them to be able to do, what we want the operator to do, is to be able to give a great service to their customer and then take advantage of the opportunity that the Android capabilities give them. So there's that element. I think the other element is when there is an issue, that you're empowering the operator to support the customer very quickly and easily. So we have remote monitoring capabilities. We also have the ability to diagnose and update the device from the software in the back end. And that's all cloud delivered and very easy to use. On the revenue side, actually in a very similar environment, we're beginning to monitor and track effectively what the user is doing within the enterprise. And if you are able to corral that data together, and particularly with the likes of with Think, you can actually get the operator into a very strong position by using data to start monetizing their customer base. And we've actually seen this. One of our operator customers, one of the first to actually deploy an Android TV solution in Europe, have been using data coming from these Android TV boxes to target users of certain channels for them to be able to pull through very high percentage rates of offers to increase ARPU across their base. So they've actually been working, doing a very, very good job of increasing ARPU by giving the customers what they want.
Yes. So it's an interesting combination of, by having a managed end-to-end system where you can see what's going on on the platform, where you can kind of inspect a little bit more than just broadcast video and hope for the best. You can offer a more...
It's a properly managed environment, and it's very user-centric, but we're empowering the operator, we're putting the operator in a very strong position.
Yeah, on the monetization piece, I mean, what Think Analytics and our recommendation engine does is it drives customer engagement. It keeps people viewing the platform. The net result of that is people are less likely to churn. We've got numerous case studies that show churn follows, VOD revenues in particular increase, and we've even got one client who, after implementing the recommendation engine, 90% of their VOD views were all recommended content. And they've seen not only the conversion rate 90%, but also absolute consumption numbers rise significantly, which again keeps customers cozy because they can see something that they want to see that's engaging for them on the first page or the home page of the UI, and that keeps them warm and comfortable, and the recommendations are updated in real time. So every time they view something, we learn a little bit more, and that personalized recommendation rail is updated for them. And there's multiple different types of recommendations. It's not just a single algorithm. There's about 20 different types of recommendation that we can offer these days.
No, definitely, and certainly that fits into our experience as well. In that you see not only the rise of Android TV, but also the rise of the operator tier. Right? It's it's one thing to have the underlying architecture and the utilities that come from the operating system and from the Google back office, but the ability for the operator to deliver a custom user interface, an operator-first user interface, really a viewer-first user interface, which speaks to personalization, which speaks to a managed service, which speaks to the kind of service delivery that you mentioned, Mark, with the voice control over your call center and billing relationships and so on. So it really all resonates together, right? It's the idea that you've got something an operator can design and build and take to market quite quickly. Mark, what's coming around the timelines for Android P? Is there anything we need to know about time to market or certification or anything on Android P which is different from today?
For the change from N to O was a big change because of the treble environment.
You've got now a porting layer.
Right.
Hardware independent.
Right. So we expect that what we're seeing is that the O to P and forward will be much faster. So the timeline that we have, we're back to our regular timeline, which is the cutoff date for new certification on Android O will be December 15th. Any new device being certified from December 16th and on needs to be on P. We are expecting the most SoCs to be releasing their SDKs to the OEMs end of summer, maybe even late summer, which is going to be a lot faster than it was last year. We already have multiple working devices in our offices running P, and obviously it's not finalized or whatnot, but it's one of these moments where you listen to the software engineers, you listen to everyone, and they say, sure, this new way we're going to go, now that we've passed treble, everything is going to be so much easier. And you put a build together, you run it, and it turns on, you're saying, oh my God, it actually works this time. So we've been having a lot of those pleasant experiences. I said as far as it's just the regular timeline that's coming back on the certification. Some new features that are coming up. So I mentioned, I think far-field microphone is going to be a big thing. Here in APAC, we're going to see finally a large rollout of new languages for the assistant coming on, starting from autumn and then just continuing on. We're going to be a video camera integration. USB video camera will be part of a standard feature on P. There are a lot of markets in APAC that have been asking for video camera capabilities for family conference calls. There, right? Also, we're expecting what we call EMM or enterprise management, which is currently a big thing on the phone when you want to be able to a profile or an administrator being able to control, preload, wipe, lock down a device. So if you're
the operator's mindset very nicely, doesn't it?
well, I'd say even more. Not as I think the operator already has control there, but new types of business opportunities. First of all, the hospitality business, right? You want to be able that when your guest checks out, you want to be able to wipe it clean, and then you want to be able to really even more managed than a standard operator environment. So that's something that will be, that's something that's coming along. I think there's also a lot of potential out there for corporate environments. So I think we're all used to in the pay TV talking with operators only to their consumer division. Remember, a big profit center for any telco is their B2B operations, right? And there are a lot of opportunities, anything from anything from video conferencing to video learning classes and things like that, where Android TV can be part of a more bespoke solution. And I think that with the enterprise management that's coming in there, that's going to help a lot in getting those types of, and opening up the markets.
I like the sound of that. Does that fit into your world of managed devices at the same time?
I think so. I can, we have a business in enterprise as well, so hospitality, corporate locations, stadiums, and the like. And we've seen in our channel significant uplift in interest in Android devices, and they've all got fiber coming into their locations, so they want to take advantage of that, and it's an obvious, I think probably an obvious extension to be able to do that. But I think again, it goes to the original question of do you consolidate on a platform like Android, and why would you do that? And actually it's about the extent to which the roadmap is being funded, the ideas are coming through, they're pulling through great capabilities, and the business model is very compelling.
Yeah, likewise. As I said in my opening remarks, we see increased traction for Android across the region. And even if people aren't maybe thinking about it right now, I think for their next gen platform, whenever that comes along, it seems like that seems to be the direction that they were going. And we've had a number of POCs running with different people in different places across the region. And we can, I think it's almost the calm before the storm. I think there's going to be a lot more rapid rollout of Android TV. And as I said earlier, we're just glad to be part of the ecosystem.
Yeah, I think with Mark's comments about the increasing cadence of going from the different operating system versions, we're starting to pick up a rhythm that sees us launching new releases of the OS, new releases of management systems, new releases of our user interface frameworks and so on, which allows for that short time to market and for a quick upgrade process. So it's making pay TV less onerous, really, right? It's still able to support the old technologies, support broadcast, but without the pain that used to be associated with it. So maybe we'll wrap there. I don't know if you have any closing comments, but I think we're open to questions, and of course we've got some time and space for networking here afterwards. Thank you very much for coming.